So you had a bunch of questions for us, and I'm here to answer some of them.
And the first question comes from Brain Moon from Instagram. And the question is, what can you tell us about your new album? It's already written. It consists of 10 songs.
The new album is the first piece of a 3-album suite covering the same concept.
And it's going to continue off from where we left the downfall of humanity in a way. So the next album is gonna continue on the theme of post-apocalypse and dystopia and all that kind of good stuff.
Lyric-wise, each of the songs cover different happenings of the story through different perspectives, and the different albums will cover a different time of the story. The story spins over decades of years, basically. So each album will focus on a certain period of time. I won't go in that much into detail, but it's a big one. Music-wise, I am really impressed by the stuff Timo has written. The melody lines are great, the riffs are awesome, the symphonic elements as well. I don't know how much I can tell you about it, but we also have one song on this next upcoming album that is about, I think, 22 minutes long, which is a big one. You're gonna be shocked when you hear that one.
So we really have this exciting story to tell you guys for this album. So really looking forward to sharing it with you.
Okay, so question number 2. And it comes from Leolin from Instagram. What was it like when you formed the band? What was the process when Cecilia joined? We had all been playing together in different kind of constellations for a long time. Everyone except Johan and the singer at the time, Marie. The band we were in at the time were some kind of Children of Bodom melodic metal type of band. I was the only singer in the band, and I barely got to play any keyboards. So the main thing about creating Lapis Lazuli for me was to create a band that I could just play the keyboards in. Vocals has never been something I really like to do, so that was my main drive behind creating the band. And I asked everyone if they were in, and they were, so...
These guys were like the top tier of metal musicians in our town. So when Timo asked me if I would like to join a new symphonic metal band, I just couldn't say no to that. I definitely had to jump on that opportunity.
What was the process when Cecilia joined? Did she audition? And that is actually a pretty funny story. I had recently moved to Piteå to continue my studies, and I had left my old band behind in Gothenburg because the distance was a little bit too great and we all wanted different things and everything. So that was put on hiatus for now. And I was in the market for a new band. I wasn't actively looking, but I was sort of in the market. I wanted a new band to play in because I loved it so much. And I'd known about Lapis Lazuli for about a year or so. I think I'd seen the video for the Silence flash by on my YouTube, and I think I had the Silence on one of my playlists. So I was definitely aware that they existed. And then Frida and Lapis went separate ways. And I had a fleeting thought of sending a message and asking if they were in the market for a new singer, or what the plan was. But then life happened and things got in between, and I sort of forgot all about it.
I was just searching YouTube for days straight, and eventually I stumbled upon Cecilia's YouTube page, and I really liked her voice, but I kept looking, but I always came back to her videos, and I really loved her voice. So I found her old band, and then I found her Facebook page.
So imagine my surprise when I opened up my Facebook inbox one day and there was a message from Timo right there. And he was basically he basically sent this message as a random shot in the dark. He wasn't sure if it was gonna work or anything. He just sent a message to me asking me if I had any interest in joining the band. He said that he had found me and my channel on YouTube and that he loved my voice and he thought it would be a great fit for Lapis Lazuli. So of course I said yes because I love the music. And then I went down there a couple of weeks later and we had a sort of tryout rehearsal just to see how the chemistry fit and everything. And yeah, after that it was no question. And since then I've been a member of the band.
I wasn't actually part of the band when Cecilia joined, but I did stay in contact with the guys. So I got to hear the demos of the songs on Lost, which was the first album she sang on, and I was just blown away by her voice, by her performance. Even though I wasn't part of the band, I actually was involved in the process of Lost, since I wrote most of the lyrics for that album and I also played some solos.
Jenna Max 43 asks, what was the biggest obstacle you've had to overcome as a band? Right now I would have to say the distance is a pretty big obstacle that we have to overcome because it's difficult for us to get together and practice and we'll do anything really, record or talk band stuff. Skype is a great tool, but it would be much better if we could actually meet more often in person. So the distance is definitely an obstacle that we have to overcome.
I think it was on the year leading up to the Lost album, between the Lost album and A Justified Loss was really, really dark. Everyone kind of lost interest in the band, and Nyman and Johan decided to leave the band.
The hardest part for me was when I had to leave the band. It wasn't because we had some argument or anything, but the main reason that I quit was for financial reasons, basically. After we released A Justified Loss, we played a lot of live shows, at least for us. We played a lot in Stockholm, which was like 600 kilometers from where we live. So every weekend we had to pay for the gas, we had to pay for living, basically. And I was studying at the time, so I didn't have a lot of money. And when I quit, I basically burned through all my savings, all the money I had just to try to stay in the band. And I didn't want to hold them back, so that's why I decided to leave the band. But yeah, that decision was a really heavy one to make, but it was necessary at the time, basically.
And then of course you have 5 people in the band and everyone has a different viewpoint and opinion, and you have to sort of get all these 5 opinions to merge into one cohesive direction you want the band to move in. So that is also an obstacle. It's a fun challenge, but it's still something that you have to overcome and sort of work towards.